So today we're checking out more Love Bites. This is Spellbound. Wow. Okay, so far so different for Love Bites. This is the first I think I've seen her use the like the synthesizer. I've seen her on the classical grand piano multiple times, but this is the first I've seen the old Van Halen synth get brought out. This doesn't sound anything like, you know, old Van Halen Jump or anything like that, but that's kind of just like the 80s synth vibe that I'm kind of getting from all this so far. Really cool. Already different than other Love Bites, but it definitely is still Love Bites. The only thing I can say so far is that I think with her being on the piano or the keyboard over there, it's just leaving the guitars a little bit thin. I mean, maybe it's just the mix in my ear. I feel like the synthesizers mix just a little bit too high, and I would like to have a little bit more of Midori's guitar. But other than that, this is really cool. Nice classic Love Bites with the synth mixed in. It just adds more of like I said, that kind of brings in that 80s into the metal again, you know, finding some sort of influence from their past to bring in, which just makes it a little different. Every song of theirs so far has been just slightly different enough to be interestingly different and amazing, while also still retaining their Love Bites ability. Oh, we got a Keytar coming in. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing from the joy that I'm getting to experience because, of course, she starts the song out on a synthesizer, which is something new that I hadn't experienced before. And then, of course, she breaks away from that synthesizer, and you're thinking, front of the stage, here she comes. She's about to get wrapped up in that guitar again and start thrashing out. Of course, they come out with a Keytar. And I think this is the 7th song maybe I've reacted to, and I think every single one of them has been live at this point in time, I believe. This is the most like fun emotion that I've seen from Miyako on stage. I think like in my very first reaction video that I did for them, I think it was maybe for Holy War, but I kind of referenced, it was like, man, she is very statuesque, very stoic on stage, of which a lot of you told me she has tons of personality, all that stuff. I've even seen a little bit of behind the scenes stuff now at this point in time to try and get some interaction with their personalities. But on stage, like that was a cool little fun interaction that I'd yet to kind of see her open herself up to a little bit. Very endearing, very heartwarming, very much a grab new fans type of moment. Like this is just fun and interesting and exciting. The music's just there. It's riveting. I wish the guitar was just up a little bit more in the mix, and maybe that's just because I'm a guitar player and I wanted to hear it, but she was actually, Midori was doing some pretty cool lead work that just wasn't sticking out as much to me. That's my only negative, I guess you could say, is that I feel like just this specific video itself, maybe it's muddy in the mix. This isn't from their official channel. For last I saw, I believe that this video is actually unlisted, so whoever put this in the comments, thank you. I would have never found it without it because I don't believe it's actually listed. But that's why I'm laughing and smiling, because of course they bring her up to the front of the stage, and of course I get to see her joyous personality finally come out on stage, and then they strap her up with a Keytar, and she's absolutely just look at her figure there though. Look, this is like Statue of Liberty-esque. I don't know what reference point you may have to that, but she just looks like a damn queen up there, just rocking her. That's why I'm laughing. It's out of pure joy, I assure you. This is fantastic. Look at this. All right, Love Bites. We all know I love Love Bites, right? We've talked about that before. You love Love Bites. I love Love Bites. I've yet to see anybody who doesn't love Love Bites. Here she comes, playing the game like, sir. Nice. That was sick. Okay, we got a Keytar synthesizer just breaking away, kind of providing the rhythm section, you know, that driving rhythm for her to play the finger tapping solos and lead behind, and then they get together and they can't play exactly the same thing, but it's relative, just like they harmonize with themselves on the guitars, both of them playing at the same time, whether it's the same or a little bit of harmonies. They did it again. She did it again on the damn Keytars, and it works so well. It adds a really warm sound to it. I don't want to necessarily call it a brown sound because that's more familiarized typically with the guitars and the PV sound and so on and so forth. But it also almost kind of makes sense here because who's famous for the brown sound? Well, Eddie Van Halen's kind of famous for the brown sound. And this has got a Van Halen vibe to it because it's got the synths with the 80s and the guitars and everything to it. Doesn't sound like anything Van Halen, but it might be an inspiration from them. I really have no idea where the inspiration comes from this song. This is one of the first songs where I can hear elements from my past and kind of go, well, this is what I associate that with, but I'm not hearing other artists at all in this music, which is really cool because while Love Bites is always Love Bites, this is the most Love Bitesy I've seen them yet. I want to go backwards in that solo because I want to hear them enter into that harmonizing section and together again. It was just kind of like butter melting. I just picture somebody like coming up to Miyako one day and going, "So how many instruments do you play?" I would imagine her response would just be, "Yes." It's like, no, but how many instruments can you play? Yep. Oh, all of them? Yes, I can play all of them. Jeez. I want to hear a little bit more of that. That's what I'm talking about, the mix. I just want to hear a little bit more of that finger work she's doing in there. It's just a little lead work, but I think it adds a lot to the song. It's really meant to be in there. I just need it pushed up a little bit more in the volume. Miho. I have nothing to say. I was just freezing here because that's a really cool shot. That's like a poster on the wall kind of shot. Wow. Look at her. She's just ripping, engaged, and I can't sit here when this kind of first flashed up. I just kind of sitting here wondering, like, man, I'm discovering a lot of new killer music. It's really awesome. It's interesting how much of this new music I'm discovering, where I'm also discovering, like, well, you know, she's not with the band anymore. Like, what? Same thing happened with me with Nightwish. I've been doing a lot of Nightwish stuff as I've started the channel, and a lot of the stuff that I've watched is from a very specific concert. And come to find out, the bass player that I've, fallen in love with, he's not with the band anymore. The drummer that I absolutely loved, he's not with the band anymore. So it's like you're falling in love with this music and some of these characters that you're seeing as well, too, just to kind of, eventually feel let down. And the more I get to know about the bands and the more that I fall in love with the bands, the more I become one of those kind of super fans that starts going from like, okay, so she's not in the band anymore? Got it. Click, we play, we go through a couple videos. I understand she's not in the band anymore. Yeah, okay. And then you get to this video and it's like, oh, she's not in the band anymore? Now I'm very disappointed. So my understanding is they have not released who's coming out, but I say they've got a lot to live up to. I know. We stop a lot. You again, here I am with the geek out. See if I can catch that face. Not that face. I'm looking at Haruna here. Just watch Haruna over Asami's, like, I think her left shoulder. She's just sitting back there playing the drums and just probably going nuts. Just everything's going, all four parts of her body are going all different directions at one time. And she's back there like this. Just not a bead of sweat, no stress, pure smile. Look at her back there. There it is. She's just back there smiling away, just chilling, relaxing. This is probably where she's most relaxed. She's just crushing it too. It's not like there's no work happening back there. She's just back there having a good time, smiling for the camera. You can tell she's concentrating. Nice key change. Woo! I can't even pretend to know how to do it. I think with her, and I'm talking about Miyako now. Kind of interesting. We had about 2.5 minutes of the video where it's just like, this is cool, and then all of a sudden I've got all sorts of stuff to talk about. With the Keytar, she's playing, then you kind of hear that 80s warble effect, and I don't know what causes it come in, that where it kind of bends the sound, almost like bending a string on a guitar along with some vibrato. yeah, I think for those of you who are Keytar players out there, and I don't know how many there are, but I think that similar to a guitar, watch her left hand. I think she's able to do things on that black pad of some sort that's able to change the effects, whether it creates a vibrato or like a whammy type of effect, or all the different types of effects. But I mean, that's a completely different instrument than the other synthesizer she was playing, guys. Just is. It's keys, it's got the same concept and so on and so forth, but standing, playing it with a strap on, two different hands doing different things. Man, it is a different instrument. And yes, I can hear you chuckling. Nope, it's not over yet. I know it says it's over, but it's not over yet. I refuse to go home. I refuse for it to be over. On top of just the masterpiece of a solo that I have nothing to say about other than we're going to enjoy it again, I think I have figured out that she's able to create some different sounds with that Keytar using the effects panel or something with her left hand. So she's in essence playing kind of like a guitar, but also a keyboard, hence the Keytar that we tend to call it. Fantastic work together. Just, I have nothing to say because I couldn't even begin to tell you. But I will go back to a little bit of like, look at Haruna. A couple of times you can tell she's like, ooh, oh, they're killing it. And she's like, I'm loving this. Just she's just so relaxed and just in a zone back there. It's insane. Here. And that was Love Bites. And that was, again, another different version of Love Bites. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know if the next video somebody's going to come out and play the bells or the chimes or what. They're going to switch it up somehow. That I know. That had a whole lot of craziness to it, which was really cool. For the first time, I think that was a song of Love Bites that came on that I didn't reference another artist. I didn't reference an influential artist for the sake of saying, oh, it sounds like, it didn't sound like anything. The synthesizer elements kind of remind me of like some old Van Halen from back in the day. That's just my reference. Didn't sound like one of their songs or one of their riffs or anything like that, but that's just kind of my reference point, is that like 80s synth. Combined with metal and rock and so on and so forth. That was just very well done. Another great Love Bites song. I have, of course, yet to find a Love Bites song that I didn't like. I am going to break the streak of the next one is always your favorite. This isn't my favorite yet, but that was awesome. Not a whole lot to say left. I think I've done enough talking. I think I can speak for all of you when I can even say, after only knowing about this band for a couple weeks now, that Miho, we're going to miss Miho. I'm going to miss Miho. I'm just getting familiar with the band. I'm just getting familiar with them. Like I'm like, man, I'm really starting to fall in love with that person. Oh, they're gone. Well, okay. I guess we'll have to just have to deal with that on another day, huh? I'm sure the next amazing as well. But to the ladies of Love Bites, thank you. Well done again. And if you're just coming over here from another channel and you're running across me for the first time, you should know I'm just an old school thrash classic metalhead. Always have been, always will be. Haven't discovered a lot of new music in the last 15, 20 years of my life. Been doing a lot of playing music, writing music, and being a dad and a softball coach and a football coach and all those things that you kind of get away from life on. Well, I'm back to discovering some music, and Love Bites is absolutely fantastic. So if you really liked what you saw there, go check out the playlist. It's something similar, but something different on every song for them. And if you want to just be more of a metalhead, check out everything else on there as well. Check out the original videos. I'll put links in the descriptions for all that. So if you'd rather not hear, if you want to hear it without all the commentary and so on and so forth, I don't blame you. Not everything needs to be a reaction listen. But I do have a playlist for them, so go check them out if you just came over from something else and you're like, well, who the hell is this and why don't I ever hear about them? I asked the same questions. Well, this is Love Bites. Check out the comments. The fans will tell you everything that you need to know. And for those of you that are in that Love Bites family, I will see you again soon. And I once again, thank you for having me.